This is the American classic red beans and rice. I'm using canned red beans. They are cheap, easy, and still firm. I'll start by browning butter, but not too dark as you see here. I now add some diced onion and cook that to clear. I want to use andouille sausage, sliced and served on a plate separately. Many grandmothers have added this now to cook with the beans. Once the onions are clear, I'll add the can of red beans. Now that this has had a chance to simmer and most of the liquid evaporated, it's time to add the magic. We recommend you start slowly. We use only 60,000 Scoville cayenne in the Spice Road Cajun blend. You can always add more later. Once simmered for a minute or so, it's time to develop the sauce. I want the red bean dish that will support the rice on top for presentation. To do that, I need to use a thickener. I'm using flour, which is very effective, but you need to add it slowly and then stir completely before adding any liquid. I'm just using water because Share Cajun is loaded with flavor, but broth works too. As this thickens, gradually add more moisture if needed. Now that this is cooked a little longer and the sauce is smooth, I need to taste this and rectify the heat. Now that I've tasted this, I decide it needs a little bit more, but just a little bit more. Remember to be cautious, as this is powerful stuff. Once it's thickened and cooked, it's ready for presentation. The beans in the bottom of a bowl, a scoop of rice, and you now have Share Cajun red beans and rice. Blackened meats are so easy with the Share Cajun blend. I'm using a whitefish today. 2 keys to this dish: a very hot skillet and your fan turned on high. Though not traditional, I use a little flour for this spiced dredge. Share Cajun has so much flavor, the flour does not detract and actually locks the spice onto the meat. Ensure the fish is dry. It's important that the spice be intact when it hits the hot skillet. Really press the meat into the seasoning, the more the better. The edible side hits the skillet first, firmly. You may be tempted to move the fish around. Stop. Let that sear. Just before the first side is done, add a little butter. This deglazes the flavor from the pan and returns it to the meat. On side 2, and repeat with fresh butter. And as the famous, celebrated Chef Paul would say, this will make your mouth happy.